Thank you, Cornsey, and welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If Beefloaf says allegedly, or that he wrote a blog about that, you drink. If MySoxSummer mentions his name on mentions his time on the West Coast, or is just not paying attention, you drink. And if I can't say proper words, or I swear, or I say here's the thing, you drink. Also, you can make any of us shut up for 5 whole minutes by paying $5. You could also make any of us drink for a tip of $1.08. And you can make MySoxSummer go on a 5-minute rant for $50 tonight.
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. I can hear you loud and clear.
You're here.
Computer updates.
Your
We're all
computer's
good.
Working and everything. It's really cool. But I am wondering, what are you drinking, my friend? MySoxSummer, what are you drinking?
Our guy, B Webb, today hooked me up with another bottle of the Weller Special Reserve, which is quite honestly one of the best bourbons I've ever had.
That's talking big.
It's delicious. It's very delicious. I am just starting out with. This is my taste. This isn't my drink. This doesn't count as a drink. This only.
It's just a taste.
Wait, how many tastes do you get before you get to your actual drinks? Just curious.
I get one taste. I get one taste, and the one taste is the Trader Joe's, the special one. That's the barrel proof. It's 125 proof. So I'm gonna try this one, and then I'm gonna go to the next one. Hey, Zoe, I love you. Sal, I love you too, but fuck you.
Beef, what are you drinking, buddy?
I want to keep it simple. I've been doing on the podcast, the Au Jus podcast. I've been doing white wine. Going back to the old standby, a little red wine for you tonight. It just fits so nice on rigatoni night. I had a glass with dinner. I figured I'll come down here and finish the bottle with you boys. Treasy, what are you drinking tonight, my friend?
Oh man, I'm drinking the Maplewood Son of Juice. I'm certainly not drinking Goose Island.
We'll get there, senor. We'll get there. It's coming, senor.
I'm not drinking Goose Island. I'm drinking Maplewood. Delicious Maplewood.
I love it. Who wouldn't love it? Superior beer, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. It's easily superior beer. Most are. Beef. And once you stop coughing, how you doing tonight?
I'm good, boys. You know what? Today was the type of day where I didn't have any calls in my calendar. I was able to get a bunch of stuff done at work. So I take a little break around lunchtime. I pop open the Twitter machine, open it up, and what do I see? I see a 1-minute ad for CHGO Sports, their newest partner, Goose Island. And I watched the ad, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I know Goose Island. I've heard of Goose Island before. And I thought, I'm going to send this to my boy Treasy and MySoxSummer. So before I give him what my fucking reaction was, I'd love to hear what you guys thought. Treasy, you start first with what you thought when you saw this ad.
I told you what I thought. I said Goose Island's dead to me. I said, and any Goose Island personnel is no longer welcome in the 108. They're fucking out.
Get lost.
They're out. You know what? I'm glad you lost 107 and 106 now. You know what? But what I'm most upset about, Beef, is that it's your fault. It's your fault.
Okay.
Goose Island is such Andrew Vaughn simps that they stopped taking our side. They're taking Sean Anderson's side now. That's what happened. And you know what? Good riddance. Good riddance.
Younger, better looking, Andrew Vaughn and Sean Anderson than the old Beefloaf. So it's totally understandable. MSS, what was your thoughts, baby? What came right out of you when you saw that shit?
I mean, do you want me to do comedy or do you want me to do serious thoughts? You want me to do my actual thoughts? My actual thoughts, what do you think? Should I do? Comedy or actual thoughts?
Mine were both. Try that.
Yeah, whatever you want.
I'll mix it both in. The first thing I was like, I didn't blame Loaf. I wasn't like, oh, hey, this is Loaf's fault. But I also like immediately you're like, oh, it's like your girlfriend just moved on to somebody else, right? Like this girl that you liked and you like everyone else was like, you know what? Fuck this girl. This girl ain't that good looking. She ain't cool, and then you go out with her and then all of a sudden everyone's like, oh man, she be looking kind of fly. Like I really want to get with that girl. We made that girl so attractive. And then she moved on to bigger and greener pastures. And that's fine. I get it. Like, I can completely understand why you'd want to partner with a team like CHGO. They got the Bears over there. They got the Bull stuff. They got the Blackhawks stuff. They also have the White Sox stuff. All right. I understand that we're a little bit limited. We keep it to one particular thing and don't talk about anything else. You know, we talk about the White Sox. I'm not reading comments because if I do, I'm going to keep laughing. And Timmy Maher is hilarious. So I definitely can't read his shit. But yeah, no, I was, you know, I had a personal relationship, still have a personal relationship with the guy from Goose and TJ. And I texted him almost immediately with the teary faced, you know, it's like, oh. And he responded with something that I won't tell anybody. I'll tell you in person, but I won't tell everybody over the thing. But it was just like, you know, I was a little bummed up because I think we left a lot on the table in that partnership because of COVID. It kind of fucked us. And I think that even though that's true, we also definitely open up the waters for CHGO to be able to get in on this. So that's awesome.
Go ahead, put that up before I go. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate you.
Hey, Sean,
we need every dollar now.
Let me read this for the podcast listeners. Sean Anderson says this has nothing to do with me feeling guilty about our new sponsor.
You should. Hey,
well
you
played.
should have kept this 312 actually, and kept it with the lines. Also, Sean, if you want to decorate your studio with some Goose Island stuff, I have some. It's available for a price. So if you would like to get a nice, like a nice Goose Island, record player, let me know. I got one.
All right, I figured MSS was going to go in that direction. You know what? I hear what you're saying, MSS, but that's fucking loser talk. Here's what happened today, all right, boys? Here's what happened. Goose Island said, 108, you ain't shit. We did shit together. But you know what? You can't get it done. I got to go to someone bigger and better, and their content's better than yours, and you guys stink, and you guys don't deserve it, and there's no reason we should ever even called you up to be doing this shit. And look, it pissed me off so much when I saw it, I kid you not. And you guys know me super well. I don't get mad. All right, I'm not a guy who's like steaming mad, all right? I was steaming mad. I was steaming mad. I left the house for a walk. I'm like, fuck this. I went for a walk around Armour Park. I'm like, what the fuck? But it made me feel bad. And I got nothing against, I got nothing but love for our CHGO friends over there. Sean and Herbie, the best. And I wish all the spoils to them. And I wasn't really even mad at Goose. Goose just said, you guys ain't worth the shit. I'm mad at me. I'm emboldened now, and I take this as a fucking challenge. And I was pissed at myself more than anything. I was like, look, they're showing you, they're voting with their dollars, that you ain't good enough. You're not good enough to deserve this. You got to fucking work harder. And that's the whole way I thought about it. And I went out, and I walked around, I stomped around outside until I was cold. And I was like, look, all right, we got this. We're focused, coming back in, and we're going to talk about it tonight. And everyone should know, look, this happens to you. This is going to fight. Yeah, we did. We got cucked. MSS should have said it 6 times when he talked. But he's too big. He's too big of a pussy to say we got cucked. He says other people got cucked. But we got cucked there, MSS. You got to tell it like it is.
You guys got mad at me for saying cucked last time, so I'm on my best behavior.
No, that's not what we got mad about. We got mad about you repeating it 7 times. Like the joke was dead, and you kept going with it. That was the problem with that. But cheers, I'm upset at us. I'm upset at us, guys. Yeah, cheers, Jump. We got to do better. It's an indictment of us, an indictment of our content, indictment of the fact that those guys over there are worth more than us. They're better than us. That's the way I see it.
Taco Gladiator's right. And there's only one way we could go now. Ponzi scheme.
Yep.
Ponzi scheme starts today.
It's our last chance.
We're starting to GoFundMe, and we're never gonna fucking come through on it. We're not gonna make it realized. Nope.
We're starting a GoFundMe that will fund our Kickstarter, that will fund our Indiegogo.
The Kickstarter. That's right. Is Kickstarter still around?
I don't know, but we're just gonna funnel them all to each other.
We're gonna find out.
Beef, you don't sound mad at all, to be honest.
I said I was mad. I said I'm fucking mad. I don't normally get mad, but I'm mad. I said I'm mad.
Said
you know what, though? You're full of shit, though, for one. Because you do get mad, but you only get mad at me and MySoxSummer.
Mostly you, but yes. Less MySoxSummer, more you. Like you and I almost fought right before this show because you're like, do this thing, and I'm like, bro, I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear what you're saying over there.
You heard what I was saying. You just don't know how to do it.
No, so once I figured out, I got to it, and you're like, I went to my phone because I don't have it on this computer, and you're like, no, I'll do it. And I want to tell you, dude, I know how to set up the whole show. Just tell me in one of the 12 hours before we go on. I can get everything set up and ready to go.
He's done it plenty of times for his own show.
Yeah, he does it.
Can't do it for ours.
I cleared out.
He does
the
that
moneymaker.
shit. Does that shit wrong every time. I got to go in and fix it.
Chorizo, I cleared out all my shit though. I didn't leave any of my toys from my show.
You didn't. Luckily, because I didn't. I wasn't ready. We would have just had beef sandwiches up behind us.
But no, I was pissed, but not necessarily pissed at. I mean, a little bit pissed at Goose for not having faith in us anymore, for not like thinking we could do it. And it's basically, I mean, we've been broken up with Goose for over a year now, so it's not like they broke up with us yesterday and then they hitched on to CHGO. But they tried a bunch of things and didn't think it was worth coming back to us and trying again, you know. So hey, you know, they don't think we're shit. That's fine. That's their decision. And I will only get better by them doing that. That only pisses me off and emboldens me even more to make better content and to piss on them when I get a chance to. So it's coming, baby.
I like that your wife's in here encouraging me and you to fight. I like that.
That's going to happen for sure.
And Baloney's correct. Tecate is going to swoop in here like a stepdad on a cheerleader.
I mean,
it's in the works already. I already got the Tecate tattoo on my stomach, so we're good.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Maybe with like one of those little the little luchadors.
Senor Sox, thank you. I honestly didn't see the island in there, and I was like, yeah, I'm into this. Let's go.
Let's go fuck a goose. Yes.
He says F Goose Island all 2023. Well, we will do that. Thank you.
Hey, they have
right.
good beer.
Delicious.
It's delicious, especially when they give it to you.
You know, though, speaking of sponsors that haven't shit all over us, once you're finished downing your taste, you're going to maybe do an ad read for us.
All right. I don't want to do banner. That's good. All right, let's go. Merry New Year from the awesome staff over at Mazda of Orland Park. The Zoom Zoom Nation serves Orland Park, Tinley Park, Oakline, Countryside, and the greater Chicagoland area. They feature the best service, sales, parts, and inventory people in the business. They are one of the nation's top Mazda dealer groups. Orland Mazda prides itself on serving the community each and every day. Mazda of Orland Park has a strong and committed sales staff with years of satisfying customers' needs. And combined, their staff has more than 60 years of experience. With 6 decades of experience, you know that every time you visit Mazda of Orland Park, you will leave feeling fully satisfied, just like blowing wind out your ass. Feel free to browse their inventory online, www.mazdaoforlandpark.com, where you can also schedule service, request more information about vehicles, value your trade, or inquire about financing. Whether you're from the Chicagoland area, Northwest Indiana, or Southeast Wisconsin, they would love to have you visit and test drive a Mazda today. Mazda of Orland Park, home of the Zoom Zoom Nation. 8910 West 159th Street, Orland Park, 708-444-3200. Zoom Zoom, baby.
2 things real quick. One, Beef is all mad we lost a sponsor, and then he's trying to lose another one. Yeah, trying to lose another one. And then the other thing is MSS. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you had banter because before the show, when we run through the show and we decided that we were only going to do banter about the Goose Island thing.
Oh, okay.
You were doing something else. I don't know what you were doing. What?
I was updating my computer.
But you know what?
Look how mad he is.
You know what,
See, you know what? He doesn't get mad about losing the sponsorship.
No,
he gets mad about his updating computer.
I wasn't mad. I mean, it was like, listen, I understood their point when they said to us, hey, we don't have a product to sell White Sox fans. We don't know what we're doing. So I don't know what changed. And like, you know, we still, I mean, like, listen, if I talk Bears, you know, like maybe they'd be like, hey, maybe we'll fuck with these guys, you know, but you know, hey, it is what it is. So I wasn't angry, but I wasn't happy.
All I have to say is that regardless of who our sponsors are, what's going on, we're going to keep bringing you the same ridiculous content we always bring you. And speaking of which, we got a special game for tonight as we're getting closer and closer to pitchers and catchers reporting. I would like to know how many of the young pitchers and catchers MySoxSummer actually knows who they are. And we're going to play our favorite game of porn star or White Sox player. That is a great
graphic.
A great little image there you got going. Me and Beef were talking about this before the show. The 2 of these images were 100% already on your desktop.
Tim Anderson and Jake.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Sure.
100%.
Sure. I don't know who the person on the far side is.
Naomi Russell. I can't believe that neither one of you two knew Naomi Russell.
She's nasty.
Yeah.
She's
Oh
nasty.
my God.
You know what? I got it's a wide berth for the beef loaf. Me and Cool with some stuff. She's nasty.
Literally, she was in Kanye mentioned her in a song. As bad as Naomi Russell, like she is.
So what?
Well,
like literally.
if there's any,
You guys
if there's
have
anyone I
horrible
take, if there's anyone I take their advice on, it's definitely Kanye West.
Well, he said this before he was nuts. You know.
He just became nuts.
Just saying. Listen, we're in enough trouble already.
All right,
So let's not get
off.
it worse.
Who's in
Let's
trouble?
kick this off.
Your mama.
And you know what, MSS? I was thinking about this as I was putting this together, and I thought, you know, each time you ask me, how are these things spelled? How are these names spelled? Because that would help you.
Right.
So you know what? I'm going to give them to you. I'm going to give them to you spelled out here.
Okay.
And you get to answer them. So the first one up, Sebastian Rivero. Sebastian Rivero. Porn star or White Sox?
Sebastian Rivero. I'm going to go with White Sox.
Correct.
Correct. Yeah.
So he was with the Royals. He signed a minor league deal in December.
Is that why he's in a Royal there? I get it.
He was a Royal until December 13th, I think.
Okay.
But because he's a catcher, there's not a lot of catcher depth with the Sox.
There's not.
And he's a former Royal. The staff probably likes him. There's a chance we'll see this guy at some point this year, probably in limited action. But nevertheless, there is an opportunity for him to get there. All right.
I also did not study for this. I want to make sure that everyone knows. I did not go and go like look up stuff.
I mean, you're mostly always studying for this. So, I mean, like,
I didn't.
It's your life's work. So it doesn't count as study if that's all you ever do. So you're right. You didn't study, but that's what you're doing constantly. So
you didn't study extra. Let's go with that. I think that's the safest assumption here. All right. Next up, Steve Drake.
Steve Drake.
White Sox or porn star?
Man. See, I want to say immediately, I was going to be like, it's porn star. It's got to be a porn star because Steve Drake sounds like, it just sounds like a porn star, but it also sounds like some fucking bum who probably looks like Aaron Bummer, like half of our fucking staff does. And he's just interchangeable, but I'm going to go with porn star. I'm going to go with porn star.
You would be correct.
Yeah.
He's a XRCO Hall of Famer.
What the fuck
Steve
does that
Drake
mean?
In Jerry Butler's autobiography, he referred to Drake as the Tom Selleck of smut. That's high praise.
Yeah,
that's high praise.
High praise.
That guy, and he looks high as fuck in this picture too. That's
Sarah's
pretty impressive.
brother.
That's what?
Steve Drake is Sarah's brother. And that's what the head bum in charge is saying.
Oh wow. Good for whoever that is.
Yeah. Sarah Drake? Sarah's his wife.
I'm not familiar. But I don't know, but this guy's beard is great, I guess.
Oh, it's 80s. It's
kind of
90s.
Treasy, Brian S. says, I don't know the face. Show us the hog. So next time, do better. Next time, do better, Treasy. All right?
I cropped it out. It was there.
We can see it on our side. You just can't see it visually. It's just out of the frame. So I'm sorry. It's beautiful, though.
All right. Next up, Johnny Keys. Johnny Keys.
Okay. Now listen, this is a trick question because Johnny Keys could definitely throw a curveball, but the way that it's spelled with the IE and I'm gonna have to. This is definitely a porn star. I'm gonna go.
You
porn
sure?
Star. I mean, am I sure? No, but I'm gonna go.
You should be because that guy is definitely a porn star. He's both an AVN and XRCO Hall of Famer. Keys, in addition to his work in adult films, Keys starred in musicals and theater, was a boxer, a singer, and a sex surrogate. I don't know what that last one really.
Whoa, hello.
I don't know how they put that in as like one of his professions, but I guess that's what he did. Good for him. Good for Johnny Keys.
He looks a little bit like Minnie Minoso. I'm gonna throw it out there.
What's crazy? What's crazy though is that he was a boxer, so he was an athlete. So at least he fits in this realm. I guess all of these guys are kind of athletes.
Sammy Davis Jr. says, "I wish AVN and XRCO would settle their differences." I do. A united belt would be important.
It is.
For this
it is sad. It is sad, and we're going to see some differences amongst them. Next up, Kyle Stone.
Oh god.
Kyle Stone.
I know Evan Stone because he famously shouted me out.
He's sung to you before.
Yep, Senior Sox made that happen. Thanks again, buddy. My God, I can't. I don't believe that you would go 3 porn stars in a row, but maybe you would just to fuck with me. So I'm gonna.
Maybe I only gave you one Major League Baseball player.
Maybe you did. Maybe there was only one. Who knows? Kyle Stone again, 100%. Sounds like a porn star, but I feel like I need to switch it up, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stick. Kyle Stone is definitely a porn star.
Kyle Stone is a porn star.
Yes.
Kyle Stone was an American pornographic actor and stand-up comedian.
Oh boy.
He appeared in over 1,700 films over a career that spanned 25 years. Look at that gorgeous guy. Of course he's got to be in there for so long. And he had both Hall of Fames under his belt.
Man.
Pretty impressive.
What's
impressive guy.
RCO? Did you tell me that already?
It's X-rated something. I don't know.
Okay. Thanks.
You know what? I don't put too much work into this.
No shit.
I just create full PowerPoints.
It's a good PowerPoint you got going here. I'm proud of you.
I like that everybody is once they see the picture, they're like, oh wait, I know that guy. Guy.
I really haven't met, like, maybe Johnny. I think I might have seen the Johnny film, but other than that, I don't know.
Johnny Keys. Johnny Keys is
Johnny
your guy?
Keys. I did.
Gotta go back to the 70s. I like.
Yeah, well,
it's like Beyond the Green Door or something like that is the name of his big film.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Is that right?
Yeah,
that is right. Because
okay,
I'll roll back up. Keys had a lead role in Behind the Green Door. He also performed in films in the Swedish erotica series during the 1980s, and then it goes into him being a doctor or something, or a boxer. I can't remember.
That's right.
A boxing doctor.
Well, I mean, most of these guys play a doctor at some point. All right. Sean Burke.
Sean Burke, MLB player. Definitely an MLB
man,
player.
you were on a roll. You were on a roll.
And
so Sean Burke is possibly one of the few starting pitchers we have in our system right now. 6'6", 230 pounder. So he's our kind of guy. But he was also a basketball star in high school, like Beefloaf.
Awesome. Yeah.
But yeah, we might see this guy this year. There's not a lot of depth at starting pitcher, so it's very possible that we will see this guy.
That's
all right.
Stuff. Good stuff.
Next up, Nacho Vidal.
100% porn star.
I thought you would see Nacho and think, "Oh man, didn't we just hire someone with a similar name?" But you did not fool you. I did not fool you. This guy, also an AVN Hall of Famer and Spanish. I'm always a fan of Spanish professionals. So he started his porn career doing live sex shows with his girlfriend, and then this is the part that you'll like, MSS. When he came to how he came to America, Vidal became a protege of Rocco Siffredi, who brought him to Hollywood in 1998.
Rocco's a weird dude. Like he's a crazy guy. He's crazy. He's Italian. And that leads you to be a little bit crazy sometimes. Yeah.
Vidal had 1,500 movies under his belt. Under his belt is a key term here. All right.
Yeah. In his pants.
Up next, Derek Pierce.
I'm going to go with MLB player.
That is a good pick, but it's the first one you've got wrong.
Oh, damn.
And I love that what this guy won his award is he was a 2010 Unsung Male Performer of the Year. What a great award to win. Unsung Male Performer of the Year.
Derek Pierce.
He chose the last name Pierce for his stage name because he had nipple and tongue piercings at the time. What a thoughtful young man.
Is he straight porn or gay porn?
Cerebral. I think straight, actually.
Okay.
I don't know. Have you not seen him in anything? I feel like you've seen his entire catalog and now you're questioning yourself.
I don't think so.
All right. Don't try and make it so that like you shouldn't have gotten this one. You should have absolutely got Derek Pierce. He's one of your favorites.
I like Senor is in there. He's calling it whack because it is whack, and that's why he looks like Vanilla Ice's like dumb cousin. You know, that's who he looks like. Yeah, see,
Hey.
HBIC, same thing. He was like, is that Vanilla Ice? Yes, it looks just like Vanilla Ice when he went. Like,
I pulled all of these. I pulled all of these names off of like the Porn Star Hall of Fame thread on Wikipedia. So don't come at me. This is go to Wikipedia. Go at MySoxSummer's business. All right. Next up, Nick Avila.
Nick Avila.
I love this comment. All of a sudden, MSS knows more about random Sox minor leaguers than porn stars.
I'm going to go with Nick. I'm going to go with Sox player too. I'm going to go with MLB.
You know what?
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job. Rule 5 draft pick this year from the Giants, which means he is most likely going to be on the 26-man roster this year.
Nice.
So this is a guy that we will probably see play this year, which is nice. So let's get some of these young guys that we haven't seen before. And you can see some of the young guys that I showed you perform as well later, but not right now.
Was he under Ethan Katz when he was out there in San Fran? Is he bringing a boy over, or is this some guy?
I would assume he was in the system, but I don't know that they ever. I don't know how connected they are. Yeah, there we go. Oh, Greg,
thank you for the drink, my friend. Cheers.
169, baby. God, this is so good. This Weller Special Reserve is so good.
It's good for you too, and that's what's important. All right, next up, Nicholas Padilla.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck. To me, again, Nicholas Padilla.
White Sox or porn star?
I'm gonna go with let me go with White Sox again.
You know what? I'm proud of you, buddy. You got it again.
God damn, man.
We claimed off waivers from the Cubs.
I don't think
what's interesting is he's on the 40-man roster. So there's a good chance we are going to see Nicholas Padilla this season. So that's another guy that we might see come up this year.
Now, see if it was,
and they got rid of your guy Anderson Severino to put him on the 40-man.
Oh, you know, that my guy.
Pour one out. Pour one out for one of your favorite players.
Pour one out.
All right. We've come to the last one. We've come to the last one here. Gregory Santos.
Man. I did. Gregory Santos. I'm going to go with Major Leaguer again. I'm going to go with White Sox.
You're doing good. I thought the O would throw you. I thought the spelling of this one would throw you off, but yeah, it did not.
Nice.
It did not. They actually
another San Fran, huh?
Look at they actually traded for this guy. They traded Cade McClure for Gregory Santos.
Yes, they did.
I can't believe how well you did.
Thank you.
I'm very, very proud of you. He's
come a long way because the first one we did, he messed up the monster. He didn't even get the monster. So he's doing much better. Like he's been improving fast.
I either didn't bring my A game, or it's possible that it truly was the spellings that he needed. A
lot of it is spellings. It's true.
Although Derek Pierce was the one that I felt like you would have got that from the spelling.
It was fucked up spelling, and I should have, but I was too smart. I was just not doing it right.
You overthought it.
I overthought it.
Yeah. And when it comes to porn or minor leaguers, there's no reason to overthink anything.
Don't.
Slim Mick with the tip for us, and then he says, "I can still make MSS shut the fuck up after the segment." Correct?
You absolutely can. And that's
so. Cheers. Thank you for the drink.
All right. Good to know. Thanks, Mick. I'm glad your tooth's feeling better. The daughter told me all about it.
Face, whatever.
So the problem here is that we were going to go into an ad read here.
That's fine. You and I riff, whatever.
We're going to talk a little bit for a minute here, Beef, because we're gonna get you your 5 minutes here. Starts right now, MSS.
Yep.
So Beef, we just went through a bunch of these players. Out of those pitchers that I threw up there, so we've got Sean Burke. We've got Nick Avila, Nicholas Padilla, Gregory Santos, and Johnny Keys. Which who do you think is going to have?
He's pitching woo.
Who do you think will have the biggest impact on this year's White Sox team? Like out of those guys, who is going to, either show up the most or have a biggest impact, like actually be good?
I mean, my guess is probably Nick Avila because he's going to be forced to be here with the Rule 5 thing. But I kind of hope none of them have real big impacts. I kind of hope the guys that are being paid well play pretty well. Like I saw Lucas Giolito's little bullpen thing where he had his leg, ballerina leg kick was kind of funny. People were like, he was doing that last year. And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even notice he was like flying around like that, like a dancer. And then someone's like, yeah, and the pitch is 89 miles an hour, right? And people are like, no, they're not throwing full max at this point. And then White Sox Dave's buddy Tommy Hook goes, I have two friends that are trying out for the major leagues, and they're both at max velocity right now getting ready for spring training. He goes, so that's not true. Some of these guys are max velocity. I was thinking, man, if Giolito is going to be like Charlie Vaughn in Major League 2,
yeah, Major League 2.
Exactly. I was like,
Terminator?
that's not the case. Yeah, if you can hit a home run, you can name it the Sperminator, or what is it?
He calls it the Masturbator.
The Masturbator. That's right.
Yeah,
So, man.
I mean, Nick Avila is a good choice here because Nick Avila will likely be on the 26. Like he's gonna have to. It's funny. Senior Sox put Wesley Pipes will have a huge season. I thought about putting Wesley Pipes into this just because the name was so funny when I was scrolling past it. But Nick Avila will probably have the most opportunity, right? I think a guy like Sean Burke, if he puts it together and Davis Martin is not okay and Sox continue to not go out and get anybody, he might see some starting pitching opportunities. And if he does, it's Rick Vaughn.
Yeah, it's good. It's Rick Vaughn or it's Charlie Sheen, whatever. I married them together as their character. Thanks for catching that.
I knew who you were talking about. I knew who you were talking about.
I appreciate that.
But Sean Burke could come up and pitch some meaningful innings if they get to that point of the depth chart. I agree with you, Beef. Like, I don't want to get to that point. Like, if we're looking at Sean Burke innings this year, we're in a real bad spot as a team.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Yeah, and Sean Anderson said on Tuesday was the first day on the mound, so the proven guys might be ramping up now. Yeah, that's very likely. I mean, they've probably been resting. I don't know. I'm just talking shit because I saw someone say that. I thought it was kind of funny.
Giolito proven guy?
He's got to reproof.
Yeah,
he's proven. He's got to. Don't let Rick Giolito hear you say that. I was thinking about the other day. I was thinking, man, it's been a minute since Rick Giolito cursed me out over something, but I think I've been good lately. I haven't been talking down about any the White Sox pitchers at all.
Yeah, I think we've been mostly positive about the Sox pitchers.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm more like of anything. I'm more concerned health-wise of the Sox pitchers. That's like my biggest concern. I think we talked about that on 108 Day, where I do not have the recording of that. Turns out,
allegedly.
No, I don't. I looked at the thumb drive, didn't download, so it's just not. So we don't have a recording of it. But I will tell you something that I was talking about when we were talking about the if we come to the end of the season, like who's the and we didn't win anything, who's at fault. And one of my things was like I worry that Lance Lynn not being healthy or not being fully healthy could have a real detriment to this team, because I think a lot of us are kind of putting him into like the number 2 slot in this pitching staff. And so like if he's not well, if he's hurt or if he's just not pitching very good, that could be really problematic for the Sox. So I'm not rooting for that. But that's kind of where I'm going, was like if Sean Burke's pitching, something like that has happened. And so like it's good for Sean Burke, bad for everybody watching.
Yeah, I did a blog the other day about the pitcher's innings, like projecting the pitcher's innings. I do it every year just to see like where I think they're at. I looked at Steamer. Steamer had Lance Lynn projected for 183 innings. And I'm like looking at his good 2021 season when he was mostly healthy, 157 innings. I'm like, he's 36 now. He ain't going to throw no 183 innings. We will win the division if these guys are all throwing 180 innings for sure.
What did they have Clevenger at? Because Clevenger was like unreasonably high too.
150 they had him at.
Like, yeah. I mean, I would love it. Like that would mean like everything's going right.
I put him at 125 and people were hitting me. Oh, he's going to go over. He's going over that, man. I was like, baby, come on, one time, let's go.
When's the last time he did that? When's the last time he went over?
He's only been over 126 one time in his career, and I think it was in 2018.
That was like 200 innings, right?
200 innings, and that's it. Otherwise, just Just 126. MSS, you're back.
Lynn's pitching in the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah,
Lance
he's
Lynn?
pitching for the American team, right?
That's nuts. That's awesome.
I'm not overly worried about the guys
not
playing
worried
in the
about
World
that
Baseball
either.
Classic getting hurt because they'd be here playing in spring training. So
Right,
like to me, it's not that big of a difference.
They still play in spring training, and like World Baseball Classic is like
It's like spring training. Like they're going to throw 3 innings or whatever, like what they would normally throw. It's not, it's a practice game. People are making out like it's the Olympics. It's a goddamn practice game, man.
right, or the World Cup. Right, like these guys go all out in the World Cup. If you watch the last World Baseball Classic, it was like there's a bunch of guys going all out. They do not play in the major leagues.
Yeah, Greg Miller's right. Passan did call under 150 on Clevenger. In fact, he said about 125. He said that you're expecting 120, 125 from Clevenger. That's what I'm expecting too. That's kind of what I thought would happen as well.
I don't know how you can expect more, and that's part of the problem. Is like I think there's a lot of guys on this staff that I like. Like I like Michael Kopech. I like Mike Clevenger. I think with the deal that they got him for, I'm perfectly comfortable with. I like Lance Lynn. But I don't know how many innings all of these guys have in them. It doesn't seem like a lot. It doesn't seem like a lot of innings available. And so the fact that you don't have any depth behind them, like because they have Davis Martin and then nothing.
Right. I mean, right. That's why I want Vince Velasquez back. But he's already with the Pirates. He has a hype video already.
The guy after Davis Martin is basically a guy who I thought MySoxSummer would think was in pornography. So I'm not too excited about what happens if these guys can't pitch those innings.
MySoxSummer, I have a question for you about the pitchers that you just guessed. If gun to head, if you had to pick one of them, which one do you think could do well in adult films?
The first one.
The first guy. What was the guy's name? Treasy. What was the first guy in your list name? It was like
the first guy is Sebastian Rivero.
No,
but he's not a pitcher. He's a catcher.
The first pitcher.
That's Sean Burke.
Sean Burke. Yeah.
Burke. I like
6'6", 230 pounds.
Yeah. That sounds like a fun time.
Now
to throw baseballs at people.
This is a description of Steve Drake and not of Sean Burke, but let's say it is. Yeah. Solid foundation, a skyscraper with a mustache. That's
I feel that.
That's from the same guy that called Steve Drake the Tom Selleck of smut.
Tom Selleck.
Slim Mac says 125 innings for Clevenger, 15-0 record.
I'm in.
So your socks, thank you for the drink. He says, Treasy, what are you drinking? Looks good.
Cheers, buddy.
Maple
what are you drinking?
Son of juice.
Remember, he's out on Goose Island, so he wants you to repeat.
Wants to remind you that he's drinking Maplewood now.
I'll remind you that it's not Goose, and that Goose is no longer behind me. It's Weller now behind me.
And Baloney says, Beef hates America and horses. Cancel that Budweiser sponsorship, too. Guess what? Goose is Budweiser. So, yes, they did cancel us, and then we're out on that. So, yeah, that's pretty
already
much
gone.
It, so.
Yeah, we're done with Budweiser.
Dispensary sponsorships coming up very soon.
I tried, man.
We got to get out there with the cup and pencils, man. That's the only way we can make money. No one wants to
pretend like
touch
we're
us
blind.
Right
Yeah.
I
think that $50 a pencil will be good.
I think we can get Brazzers to sponsor that last segment.
That's a good segment for Brazzers.
Right? Yeah. You could just say, hey, who's your up and comers? We'll put them in here.
I was going to say none of those guys were active though, Treasy. You didn't have any active ones, did you?
Well, I don't want to use up the active ones. Those are still money makers when we get advertisers. Actually, I just feel like the new guys, MySoxSummer has them Rolodex
memorized. Exactly.
I couldn't tell you.
6'2", 8 1/3 inches.
I'd have to I could instead of this game, I could take the newer guys' names and mix them all up into letters, and MySoxSummer could tell me what they were with the jumbled letters.
Well, I mean, J-Mac's only 4 letters, so you can't screw it up too much,
White Sox Sal says, "Can you guys sell candy bars?" That's a good idea.
We could certainly eat them if you.
And then Senor Sox says, "Lexington Steel breakout season coming." I agree.
He's in the best shape of his life, from what I hear. Him and Avi Garcia. Both are. Oh, I think I saw another drink
Gordo.
coming through. Gordo, of course. What's
Cheers,
up, Gordo?
Gordo. Thank you, my friend.
All right, Beef. We didn't talk about this before, but are we doing YouTube ad or what are we doing here?
What are we doing?
I don't know. We can do YouTube, or if MSS wants to talk jizz rags, we talk jizz rags.
I mean, we got jizz rags. They're $15. They're for sale on our website. Go over there to www.fromthe108.com. They're like nice green.
Upside down.
That one's slightly used. This one's slightly used by MSS.
It's definitely not used.
$20 for the slightly used one.
Not even washed.
Wouldn't it be awesome if MSS picked it up with one hand and it stayed flat?
It's like a flag
nice
on
and
the moon.
Picked it up from the side. Picked it up from the side.
It's like a piece of cardboard. Senor Sox, I'm sorry. No Mike Adriano talk. Look, Treasy was in charge of this week. He didn't put my guy in there. Okay, I know you love him. I love him. Matt Ramsey, K-Dog loves him. So
too easy.
Yeah.
Not only do we have that going, but we got some pre-sales that are going to start coming up because we've learned that you just do stuff for pre-sale, and because we don't have that lucrative Goose Island money anymore, we can't be spending money to see what you'll buy. So we're going to make sure you want to buy it first. So keep your eyes peeled. I was going to have an announcement tonight, but then I got too much going on. So fucking kids, we might as well put it up. But I had too much going on tonight, so I couldn't get the stuff together that I wanted to get together. But yeah,
I can't even.
We'll have some new stuff coming.
What a night!
There it is. There it is. Kids ruin everything.
There he goes.
Sure do.
It's back, MSS. That's what I got you with, baby.
I know. I know. You did it really poorly, though. So I want you to work.
I whiffed on the first two. They just went.
Yeah.
And then
maybe we should contact the Pooter people and see if we can get a sponsorship from them. Let's see if
this thing is expensive too, man. These things cost. This is just like a piece of rubber. It's like $15, man. It's
I know, but
was that $15?
Yeah. This was $15.
You could
think about making this, and then some idiot like me buys it for $15. That's America, baby.
It's great. Yeah, is it Leslie Nielsen approved? Is the question. That's what's important.
Brian S., thank you, my friend. Appreciate the
cheers,
drink.
man. Cheers.
Wasn't even trying to get drunk tonight. I'm so sad. Goose Island dumped us.
Oh, man.
I mean, it happened a year ago, but still. I'm still sad.
Don't tell people that. Let's not let facts get in the way. Don't worry about that. Not a year. It's been less than a year.
A little different.
Clarifying.
A little different
We
segment.
were still under contract a year ago.
That's true.
A little different segment tonight. I don't think we've done this before, have we?
No, it's brand new. It's brand new. So if it sucks, it's my fault.
Things. Yeah, it's.
Now, mind you, I wrote the porn star segment too initially because I did it. It's a 2-man segment.
It is.
I wrote it when you were gone, Treasy, but it works great. I mean, I don't mind sitting out a segment. I talk.
Did you just give me a? They didn't go up there and tell you you've been gone a long time.
Yeah, I did.
How
could I not?
But I wrote that too.
This image is great.
Segment's called Out of Pocket. And the question to you guys is this week, who's been out of pocket? And I'm going to start with MySoxSummer.
Do it, baby.
So Love put this in the notes in the agenda, and I'm like, oh man, who the fuck am I going to talk about here? And I was like, nothing has come up. Nothing is like going to be there. I don't know. And like, even this morning, like I was like, I just don't know what I'm going to say. I'm like, I'm going to make fun of somebody though. And it's going to happen. But then as I'm scrolling through Twitter, not with my phone propped up against my wife's back,
son of a bitch,
in my hand with my arm falling asleep, I'm sitting there scrolling and I come across this tweet. Teresa, do you have it ready for me?
Oh, I guess I could do it
there
for you.
You go.
Yes.
Well, you're doing so good. I thought you were looking for it. This is from our guy, one of the most lovable pieces of shit, Ken W.O. LeBron is like 40 and averaging 30 while playing deep into postseason every year of his career and not retiring 12 times along the way and not screwing my team in the 93 playoffs. Hashtag fuck Jordan. Okay. I got a few things that, first of all, I listen, I saw some people talking, and then a lot of these young kids, they don't know who Jordan is. Like, you motherfuckers are wearing his shoes, but you don't know how good Jordan was. LeBron, definitely great player. He's a good player too, right? It definitely has got some skills. Has been in the league almost over half of his life. I mean, the guy is just a stud. I get it, but it's just it's not the same NBA. It's not the same thing. LeBron probably would have done good in Jordan's NBA, but he wouldn't have been. He would have been like Charles Barkley. would have been like Charles Barkley probably. He would have been a banger, and he probably wouldn't have been like running the point.
Charles Barkley's a top 50 player of all time.
I understand.
I mean, he was probably the second best player in his prime, behind Jordan.
But no one has ever said to you, Charles Barkley, greatest of all time basketball player. He doesn't even enter the top 5 greatest of all basketball.
It's a shame, but yes, I agree.
He doesn't. He just doesn't. Yeah. I'm sorry. But I mean, he's great. Now, I don't know what the fuck Ken's talking about, because in 1993, the Bulls won the finals. So unless Ken is a Suns player, or a Suns fan, I don't know what
that would track.
I mean, it does, right? Like it kind of does track that it possibly be happen. Now, Jordan was also MVP in 1993 in the NBA Finals and regular season final. So I'm not really sure exactly how he fucked Ken over in 1993 in the finals. So I don't know. So it must be a Suns fan. Now, accolades, and when we come down to it, and this is not a definitive Jordan is the GOAT, thing. He just is. I mean, it's what it is. But this are the accolades. Jordan's got 6 championships. LeBron's got 4. Okay. Jordan has 5 MVPs. LeBron has 4. Finals MVPs. Jordan has 6. LeBron has 4. All NBA team. LeBron's got 18. Jordan's got 11. So he's got him going on that. All defense team. Jordan 9. LeBron 6. All-Star. LeBron's been an All-Star 18 times. Jordan's been an All-Star 14 times. Scoring titles, though. This is where it comes down to something that's pretty interesting. Scoring titles. Jordan 10. LeBron 1. He's won it 1 fucking time. So I'm just saying, greatest of all time, definitely Michael Jordan. And out of pocket today, Ken W.O. Sorry, buddy.
I got a couple comments on this.
Go for it.
A couple quick
I
comments.
do too.
Sure.
So first, I mean, if I'm going at this tweet here, right? He says, he's 40, he's averaging 30 while playing deep into the postseason every year of his career. He didn't make the playoffs last year.
No, he did not. And they're
not going to make the playoffs this year.
I was going to say they're bad shape to make it this year.
He only played 6 games in the playoffs, so they did not make a deep run. What the fuck is he talking about? That's what I would have said. This tweet doesn't even make sense. The only thing that makes sense less is that for the second fucking week in a row, you're bringing up Ken W.O. What are you, auditioning for Bad Guy Radio?
I know. I told Tracy, I'm like, he's running this back again for this week. Same thing. God damn it. All right, let's get these couple drinks in here.
I saw it. It was nice.
Comic Punk guy, thank you, my friend. He says, thanks, MSS, for the goods. MSS, you delivered.
He ordered a bunch of stuff, and he ordered something that I'd given away to Shane's buddy at 108 Day. He ordered a sweatshirt, and I gave it away. And so I went and I got I just loaded him up with a bunch of other stuff that was his size and sent him a whole big box full. And he's very appreciative. So.
And thank you, Yump, for the drink. And Yump says, LeBron constantly calls himself the GOAT. The fact that other players call Jordan the GOAT without him constantly saying it tells you something. I think Jordan was pretty boastful when he was a player, if I remember correctly. I lived through that era. And I'm pretty sure
I recently saw him laughing at a laptop.
Yeah, I think there was a whole documentary about him telling you how he was better than everybody else. I could be wrong about that. I think we all watched it during the pandemic. I could be wrong about that. Not saying Jordan's not the best, but I think he pretty much said he was the best all the time. One comment to this, because I see this, it's always the running back and forth. And believe you me, I grew up with Jordan. And Jordan, the thing about Jordan and MSS you mentioned with the scoring, no one could just, all right, we needed a bucket here, give it to Mike, and he's going to get the bucket. Like, there ain't those guys, right? But they always give you he didn't have to go out and assemble a star team. And you motherfuckers do not remember what Michael Jordan looked like without good Scottie Pippen, okay? Michael Jordan teams without good Scottie Pippen sucked. They were bad. They ain't going to no finals. They ain't going to conference finals. No. They just stunk, all right? They was out of the first round of the playoffs. So everyone cooled their jets on all that shit. Once he got an all-time great player with him, then he was able to do it. And then later on, you needed Rodman too. They had to get Rodman. I remember the 98 season, they detail in The Last Dance. They sucked without Scottie Pippen. They were horrendous. Before Scottie came back, they were a 500 team in 98, and then Scottie comes back and then take off. So my thought is, cool the Jets on the superstar team thing. He did have a top 50 all-time player by his side the entire fucking career when he was good. And then Rodman later on. So just cool it with that. Jordan's a GOAT, but let's cool it with that argument.
But also, let's not. You can't just say that then like LeBron didn't win until he was on a super team too. So it doesn't, like
LeBron took a bum team to the finals with no other stars.
In Cleveland, yeah.
He took a bum team. Like he Allen Iverson the team to the finals, and this team is
the best guy on his team. The second best guy on his team was fucking his mom. So LeBron,
it was Drew Gooden, and Drew was averaging like 23 a game.
Yeah, but Drew Gooden's a guy. Drew Gooden's a guy. MSS. You know what I'm saying?
He's not funny, though, right?
He's not Scottie Pippen.
I get
it.
Also,
that's what I'm trying to say.
One thing too on this. I just got two things real quick.
Okay.
One is every time someone says the GOAT, I don't think of greatest of all time. I think of that movie Waiting, where they shows him the GOAT, where he like turns, shows his balls to him from behind. That's what I think of every time. It's not good for my brain for people to keep using that term. The other thing is, I think that LeBron versus Jordan tweets are the laziest fucking thing aside from Chicago pizza versus New York pizza. Like if you have no brain and you need people to pay attention to your tweets, you do one of those tweets. Either one of those. LeBron versus
I should
Jordan.
start doing those. I'm close to 10,000 followers. That's how I'm going to get there, baby.
Put a thing out there about how Chicago pizza is just casserole, and like there'll be 1,000 people responding. Everybody saying the same shit over and over. It's totally mindless, but there'll be so many clicks. You'll love it. You'll love all the likes and clicks you get, and all the retweets, quote tweets. It'll be right up your alley.
K-Dog says
followers though too.
K-Dog says it doesn't matter. We already lost all the sponsors. K-Dog says bigger hog ? MJ or Bron? MSS, what do you think?
Bigger hog. You know what? I'm gonna go. Man, I'm gonna go with LeBron.
I would have guessed LeBron too.
Just because he's more of like a linebacker, so I think he's probably packing a little bit more. But Jordan rocking that stash and that Hanes commercial. That's BDE right there. So I don't know. I mean, it's hard. It's a hard call because
it is hard.
It's a hard call. No one does that doesn't have a dick. No one shades that in and says, you know what? I'm not packing shit. Just so you know.
They're leaving me, Luke. Don't worry about it. We're getting there. We're getting there.
I don't know, man. Charlie Chaplin didn't have a big donger, I don't think. All right. Beef, tell me who was out of pocket this week.
Dude, the most out-of-pocket motherfucker that I could possibly think of has actually been out of pocket for an entire year, but it's just coming to light this week that he's out of pocket, and that is Don Lewis. And you're going to say, who the fuck is Don Lewis? Well, if you remember all the way back to the pandemic in 2020, we had this awesome show called Tiger King. MSS even made a picture of all of us looking like Tiger King guys.
Yep.
Don Lewis was Carol Baskin's husband that allegedly disappeared. He was gone, couldn't find him.
Wait a minute.
He is resurfaced. What? He is alive. And so here's the story from the New York Post.
Oh, my God.
And it's a quote. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens. Carol Baskin claims her husband isn't dead after all. The Tiger King star declared that her missing ex-husband, Don Lewis, was found alive in Costa Rica, but the discovery is just now going viral over a year later. During a resurfaced November 2021 interview with ITV's This Morning Talk, Baskin, 61, alleged that her ex, who was declared legally dead in 2002 after disappearing a few years before, was actually alive and well. However, not everyone's buying it. Baskin herself told the Post she was unaware of the alleged revelation until the sequel series was broadcast in November 2021. I wasn't aware of it until TK2, so the Tiger King's second series aired. Baskin told the Post via email, as much confusion and online debate ignited on social media, the animal rights activist alleged in the resurfaced footage that Department of Homeland Security has been in touch with her former spouse.
Interesting.
One of the really exciting things that came out of Tiger King 2 is that he produced a letter from Homeland Security. It says that a special agent in charge of the FBI and Homeland Security reached out to the sheriff's detective, Jorge Fernandez, which means this had to have happened after 2002 because Homeland Security wasn't even around then, Baskin told the outlet. They said my husband, Don Lewis, is still alive and well in Costa Rica, she revealed. Yet all this drama has been made about me having something to do with his disappearance, and Homeland Security has known where he's at. Lewis disappeared in 1997 at the age of 59. He would be 84 if he's still alive today. So it's not 100% clear he's alive, but he's supposed to be alive. Homeland Security knows where the man is. So if you're Don Lewis and you just been chilling and hiding out, you are so out of pocket that you're bringing back Tupac, Elvis, Andy Kaufman, Jim Morrison, Princess Di, Sasquatch, Yeti, and the Loch Ness Monster all got a chance to be alive now because of you, Don Lewis.
They're all in Costa Rica.
I love it or hate it. They might all be in Costa Rica. Who knows? Chilling down there. It's like, how could this dude be alive? The story goes on to say how the family was giving Carol Baskin death threats and all this shit, and she was just like happy to find out that he might still be alive somewhere in Costa Rica.
Man.
I mean, Netflix is dying for content. They need to get a documentary with this motherfucker. That's it. That's it. What have you been doing down in Costa Rica? But I don't think that, a guy...
Probably not that.
A guy paying for sex in Costa Rica for 20 years is a great documentary. But who knows? It might be pretty good.
Hey, listen.
K-Dog says, saw a scene with Don Lewis and Naomi Russell. It was okay. White Sox says, there was a second Tiger King question mark. And Slim Mick says, Don Lewis and Manti Te'o's girlfriend shacking up in Costa Rica.
So this is so didn't she get like a bunch of money because he was allegedly dead or something? Or
Well, I think so. I think he made, I think like she inherited money. So like, but
he should come back and be like, give me back my money, bitch. That's what I would do. I would be like,
but that's like that Tales from the Crypt, Treasy, with Lou Paloma, where he fakes his death and then he comes back and they're like, no, and he ends up getting a chair. Like, he's going to come back.
That's the thing. This guy can't come back, right? Like his like
no,
he obviously
no. If he's really alive, he's got to hide out.
He obviously faked his death for a reason. Like
I agree with Ian Don Lewis. That's correct. That's how he's doing it.
Well, no, I mean, like in the second Tiger King, they get into his whole bit, and like it seemed like he was into some nefarious shit. Like he had his hands in some business dealings that were very illegal. So like I think that's the disappearance. Like the documentary, if you could call it that, it's barely a documentary. Kind of alleges that like he was probably killed down in Costa Rica. Turns out he just been killing it down in Costa Rica.
He's hiding out, chilling, man. Who knows?
Him and Pac are recording a new album.
Absolutely.
Elvis introduced him.
Jimmy Hoffa still alive.
Family tonight.
Jared, I don't think so. I don't think Hoffa's still alive. We'll get into that some other time.
Yeah, I think Jimmy Hoffa's very dead, but we don't know where he's at.
We tried to ask, but we couldn't find out.
We've asked. We don't know.
Treasy, how about you? Who's out of pocket for you this week, my friend?
You were out of pocket.
Me?
You're out of pocket, motherfucker. So let me give you a little background here. So Beef has started his new show, The Au Jus, which is very good, and you should check it out. It's on every Monday at 6 p.m. I've enjoyed every episode. I really enjoyed Mike Rankin this week. But before you were going to have Mike on, you came to me and MSS and you said, hey, man, I want to do this little bit to start, but I want to make sure that I'm not. Basically, you want to make sure you weren't out of pocket.
Yeah.
You told us the bit that you weren't on the best guest list of 2020 or something.
Yeah.
And you sent us the list. And me and MSS both pointed out, oh, here's a good one. Here's something to go at. And you were like, oh, good. I'll get into that. I figured you were going to, because you even asked us about it, I figured that you were going to be like,
uh-oh.
Did he freeze? Oh, he froze up.
He did.
He froze up. Yes.
I was like, here it is.
Okay, I thought he was just being real poignant with the delivery, and it's like, wow, here it comes. It's happening right now. And then he froze up.
He's kind of old, so like when his finger wasn't moving.
Yeah, no, you give him a little bit of time.
You had to give him a minute just to make sure that he was.
You got to do 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi before you make sure it's right, right?
Yes.
MSS?
You know what he should have done before this show?
What?
Installed the updates on his computer. Giving me a bunch of crap. Goose got off
his Wi-Fi, according to Senior Sox. Oh, Brian, that's saying I had him killed. No, I don't mind. I don't mind shade against me. How dare you? And then White Sox Sal says Treasy's internet's out of pocket.
Oh, my God.
R.I.P. Treasy. Now they're blaming your internet. MSS,
Yeah,
your
it's
internet's
my
flawless
fault.
right now. You
Yeah,
had
it's my fault.
your internet's been beautiful tonight, man. You had no stoppages, no nothing, man.
It's because I got this. I got the update going, bro. I got the update.
That's what you needed. You needed to get
Yeah.
that update. You know?
Hey, I'm not watching right now, but my dad had texted me earlier to watch the Illinois game. They're getting their. I think they're getting their asses handed to them right now. I don't know if you're into that.
Not so much. Our guy Ian Eskridge says, not sure if you saw, but biometrics guru Ben Hansen, the Sox had a few years ago, just got hired by the Mets. So yeah, I mean that's a rare. Like I feel like when the Sox hire someone, then you don't hear about him. Like they hired Matt Lyle a while back as like a hitting guru. And then like they let him go, and I remember all the nerdy people were like, and I'm a nerdy person, but I was not like this. They were like, "Oh shit, can't believe they let go of Matt Lyle." And actually, you know, Matt Lyle's like coaching a wiffle ball team, and it's like, dude, I think maybe it just didn't work out. Maybe he's not cut out for this shit. Teresa's back. Yes,
He's back.
That wasn't even my internet.
What was it?
Just everything on my desk went out. Just like fucking everything.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh.
That's not a good sign. So I'm gonna get right back into it, Beef, because here's what happened. So I thought you were gonna do this quick bit.
Yeah.
You proceeded to show the list,
Yeah.
and in your what is usually supposed to be a 30-minute show, I know it went a little longer. You
Yeah.
did 3 full minutes. I timed it 3 minutes on this joke.
Yeah.
That is incredibly long. Way too long.
Too long.
Way too
Okay.
long.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to pull down the image that you had up, and Mike would have either left or been asleep. That's the only 2 options I thought could have happened from that.
Quicker. How long should the joke be? How long you think?
It should have been 1 or 2 hits. That's it.
I
Right?
disagree.
Like you
And
could
then let him sound off on what he had to say, because I got to let him have a word on it. Like
yeah,
that's
because
the key too.
you went through each person in the list, man.
I know. I didn't hit everyone, but I tried to go fast through the list. You know, I hit most of them. You know, some of them I skipped or whatever. Some of them I said, "Oh, those are fine. They're better than me." Whatever the fuck, you know. So yeah. All right, too long. I'll shorten it up next time.
Hey,
I
You don't think so, MSS? You good?
No, here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I respect Tree's opinion. Obviously, he has the keys to the car in this house, you know, and so it's fine. He drives this shit.
Yeah,
but
he
it's
does.
just like, you know, sometimes you got to go off a little bit, and that's what having your own show is about. You can make bad decisions to make the programming horrible. So that they'll remember that this is the best show to catch you on because you're reined in by your brother. Your older looking younger brother is going to take
More
control
handsome
of
than me too. He said
Now,
he's more handsome. Than me.
I thought what Treasy was going to complain about was something that I was going to complain about. You didn't get shout outs for the fucking jokes that you used that were
No, I don't
awesome.
want you to give me a shout out for that
Oh
joke.
man, I was like, oh, Lope just launched into something I said, and then he didn't even say, "Yeah, it's for my boy, my sex."
I got to footnote the joke.
I didn't really even have a joke. I just pointed out that the one motherfucker was on that list 3 times and Beef
I
wasn't
know,
on
that
it
was-
once.
That was crazy. I did like, when
And
you
I
said
didn't
that.
bring
You're
him
like, I
up,
don't even
and
know
then
who
Mike
this is.
Rankin brought him up to tell me how much better he was than me. So like, Mike was
3
in on
times.
Mike was in on the joke, and he knew. And I told him before,
good.
like, feel free to bite the shit out of me in this. And he did it in a nice way. Like most people won't come on our show and like totally give us a ton of. White Sox Dave will come on here and give us a ton of shit. Nelson will come on here and give us a ton of shit, but not everyone will do it. So I got to get people
Yeah.
loosened up to do it for us. So
Yeah,
all
no,
right, shorten it up. Short 90 seconds, MSS. 90 seconds of that joke,
Yeah,
maybe
that's
something like that.
probably good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you could have.
Yeah.
I think you could have been more concise. Also, you got to treat your guests nice, man. You can't be like MSS just screaming "cuck" at the guy for a minute.
But no, I'm setting him up. This is a volley, baby. This is like, go ahead, fucking dunk on me right at the beginning of my own show. Like that's the way I thought it was. You know,
Sometimes Treasy can be a little bit too sensitivo, I think. You know, he's like, hey guys, let's not ruffle some feathers. And which is like a total contrast to the person that he actually is.
in real life.
Is a raging dickhead. And like, the things that
Your
he says
audition,
to people, it's just
your
so
audition for
unkind.
Bad Guy Radio continues.
Unkind.
Here it
He
goes.
says some straight up things that are just unkind. And everyone's like, oh, he's the next rational one out of the 3.
Why don't you
No,
tell me?
no, he's
Why don't you
not.
tell me what a patriot you are next? How about that? Put some American flags up in your Twitter handle.
Slow your roll, Chorolzo.
That is chosel to you, my friend.
Oh, this is good. Press says Beef was doing his best Sammy Davis Jr. 5000 from 108 Day impression. Yeah.
That is the one thing that I'm so mad we didn't get recorded. That's like that was the only thing I was going to pull out from the recording with that question.
It is hard though, Treasy. I give you credit. I've always given you credit for this. You do a great job hosting the show. When you get out there and have to do it yourself, it's very hard to know when to get in there, stop it, move it, make it go in the other direction, that sort of thing. And so you're like, ideally, my show I'd like to be 30 minutes, and they're all skewing longer than that. Not a lot longer, 10 to 15 minutes longer, but still a little bit longer than I would like. So I don't know. I just got to figure that part
out. That's why I had to put in the outro music for this podcast, because I didn't know how to end the podcast ever. So I'll just press it and I'll just now we're done.
Bye. See you later.
Fuck. What was I saying? Oh man. But Beef, I truly did enjoy the show, and I have been enjoying
Thank you, baby.
each
I
week.
appreciate that.
What's funny is, I practice Monday nights, so I caught the first little bit, and then I was like, oh, it's nice on the ride home. Podcast is already up. I was proud of you. Got that podcast up right away.
Now, let me tell you what I've not been doing correctly, Treasy. I forget to turn on the monetization sometimes on the show.
That's correct.
And then also the other thing I haven't done is I haven't made blog posts out of them. But I was kind of wondering if I even need to, really.
Yes.
I know we do it for our podcast, but I'm wondering if I've been trying to make sure I embed it in a blog later. So
I think the only thing that you've been really forgetting is especially with how handsome your first guest was, you forgot to put them all up on Pornhub, which is where we get most of our clicks. The Sunday soak, for 30%. Sure. The Sunday soak for sure is that's where it gets clicked the most.
That's right.
Well, fellas, I got to tell you, I'm surprised at the brevity of the show tonight. We tried to do a short one. We tried to see if we could do a short podcast, and if my computer hadn't blown up, it'd probably be even shorter. But I think we have a little bit of time left. Do some thank yous and some GFYs.
Oh, beautiful.
All right. Beef, who are you thanking? I
would like to thank the 49ers, Jaguars, Dolphins, Giants, Ravens, and Cowboys for all covering and letting me go 6-0 on Super Wildcard Weekend. Yes, I'm giving myself a pat on the back for a clean fucking sheet on Wildcard Weekend. So feel free to fade me this weekend in the divisional playoffs, as I'll probably go 0-4.
Did you have a parlay on those teams?
No, just bet them individually and all wins, baby.
Man, you should have had a parlay, you mother.
See, I'm 6-0, not good enough. Got to hit them in a big parlay. That's the only way.
Hit them in a parlay, bro. I mean, listen, don't.
When it's someone else's money, it's good.
Yeah,
I'm still stunned by that Ravens game.
They should have won that game. They should have won that game. They outplayed the Bengals in that game.
Can't you put like a $20 bet on like that 16 parlay and make $20 million or something? I mean, it's
20 million.
20 million. I think it's going to come up a little short of 20 million.
Okay,
maybe next like time, 200, 300. You're looking at, but
all right, 10-1 odds, still pretty good though. I mean, I'll take that.
No, you won't. You don't bet.
I don't bet. Exactly.
No, definitely not.
MSS, what do you think?
My thank you goes out to B-Web, my guy, for bringing me the Wellers. This is fucking just so delicious and is good. I also have a fuck you. The fuck you is to Sammy Davis Jr. For trying to get in on my B-Web connection and get bourbons that are supposed to go to me to deliver to him. Fuck you, Sam. Find your own guy.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
See, that's why you shouldn't be promoting.
Sammy Davis, first Goose Island
down, dude.
Fucks us, then Sammy Davis fucks us. Man, I see.
Trying to take away my bourbon connection. Man. I don't like it. Don't like
food
it.
out my baby's mouth.
Thank you, B-Web. Fuck you, Sammy Davis. All right. Chorizo. Thank you. Fuck yous.
I mean, obviously there's a GFY for Goose Island. That's first and foremost.
Goddamn right.
I got another GFY for our guy who I thought was our guy Mansuli.
Oh,
he's out on Twitter telling us to stop supporting gun violence or something. Like I've really got like Mace Gilliam vibes from Head of State, where it was like Mace Gilliam didn't go to the cancer rally this year. Is he pro cancer? Like, what the fuck? What have I ever done that would give you the impression, other than having one of my friends murdered, that I would be in favor of gun violence?
That's true.
I'm livid about this, to be honest. Like, you don't get mad, Beef. You never see me mad.
That's true.
I am mad a lot. I don't let it out.
But you yell at us. I don't think you're mad though.
do not come at me with some bullshit about I'm pro gun violence or something. How the fuck could someone even think that? It's outrageous. And you know what, Mansley? I like you, but fuck you in this circumstance.
Agreed.
Absolutely fuck you. All right. Well, I think I've said enough. I better just play some music and get the fuck out of here.
Very clear.
Later, guys.
Peace.